No. Taxes are necessary. I mean, we're required to have them. We have to have government. We need government. It's a good thing to have government, but it can be gone overboard too. And that's what we've done. I believe the least amount of government possible is the best government possible, and we're well beyond that now. And consequently, I believe that we need to lower the taxes. The tax that I would look at first, as far as lowering, is the property tax. The reason I would is because I believe it's the most egregious, the most unfair, the tax that is most likely to cause a problem. Particularly, I mean, even if I had to do it in partials, little steps, so to speak, I would try to get rid of it, particularly on those on fixed income and young families. It is so difficult to pay property tax for those people. Matter of fact, I suppose everybody in here knows the people that have moved out of the city, out of the state, in order to try to go to a lot lower tax burden state. And I hear about it. I'm sure you do too. It's something that needs to be developed, need to be addressed, and that's one of the things that I would like to see done, particularly property taxes. As far as the tax that I would like to see, that was the second part of the question, I can't foresee a tax that I would support. That's the main thing that I got into politics, as a matter of fact, because as a business owner, I've been here, I grew up here, family was here, came in the 1870s, and I've been here ever since. And born and went to school here, graduated from high school here. Started a business here after I went through vet school. And I had a lot of people apply for jobs that I was astounded that these high school graduates couldn't read and write. They were just, I was astounded that couldn't happen. And consequently, I thought I would run for the local board because surely just didn't understand that there was a problem. Well, ran for the local board, was fortunate enough to win, and it became obvious that it wasn't just a problem in our Kansas City, it's a problem statewide. As a matter of fact, Kansas is better than most states. It's a problem nationwide. And consequently, that's how I got into it. Ran for the state board and have tried. That's the reason I ran. Tried to get people students to read, to focus on academics, particularly reading, because reading, as we've all heard, reading is fundamental. If you don't know how to read and write properly, you are behind the 8 ball your entire life. In the last 4 or 5 years, I have really focused on career and technical education because the number of dropouts that we have, the number of students that even if they don't drop out, they absolutely drop out mentally in their senior year. The number one report that we have when we hear from those students that when we hit the state board, the number one report the seniors say is boring. Seniors say it's boring. And so we need to find some way to accomplish that, solve that problem. Career and Tech Ed will. I support the Second Amendment. I can support the concealed carry law that we have in the state of Kansas. I'm a life member of the NRA, endorsed by the NRA. In my younger years, I hunted a lot. I still like to do the shooting sports, clay pigeons, trap. I don't do it as much as I'd like to, but I support the Second Amendment. I can't comment on the Illinois law. I can't comment on that. However, I do understand that we do have some challenges with our veterans support here in the state of Kansas. After visiting with some members at the Veterans Hospital, found out that it is a real challenge up there for some of them. And we're not doing right by them. As far as how to increase that, particularly this year, I don't know. Because we're already running a up to $300 billion deficit. And to say that I'm going to promise somebody something, I'm not willing to do that. Because it is going to be a challenge. Now that's not a politically nice thing to say, but the fact is, I'm going to try to shoot straight with you, and I'm going to tell you straight that it's going to be difficult to balance the budget and to increase the budget. That question presupposes that I had an agenda to carry creationism, and that's not true in the first place. As I stated, when I went into education, the first thing I did was try to focus on reading the academic skills. The science standards came up, and that kind of took over everything, it seems like. But at no time did I support the idea of a theocracy. At no time did I try to support the idea of teaching creationism in the schools. If you got that from the reading what you were reading, you were being fed a line. What I have focused on and what I have stated hundreds of times is that I focus on, my science is focused on what I was taught in vet school. Whatever is observable, measurable, testable, repeatable, and falsifiable. That's what constitutes good science. That's what I tried to get into the science standards. But what is observable, measurable, testable, repeatable, and falsifiable? I did not ever say that I wanted the Bible taught in the science classroom. I did not ever say that I wanted creationism taught. And so to say that presupposes the wrong thing, and so I think that pretty well answers that in the allotted time. Presupposes also that I'm going to raise taxes. And I just said that I wasn't interested in raising taxes. I believe that we need to absolutely have more economic development in the state of Kansas. High taxes are chasing businesses out of Kansas. High taxes are chasing businesses out, chasing people out. We can't continue to raise it. Every situation that has occurred, we're at the national level as well as other states where the states have lowered the taxes, where the national government has lowered the taxes, economic development, higher incomes have followed. That's what will happen here. And consequently, I believe that that's exactly what we need to do here also. It is going to be a challenge. I am under no illusion about that. But at the same time, I believe it's important to do that because we must maintain our ability to attract good business into Kansas, expand the existing business in Kansas. We don't want to chase it out. We want to encourage it. We want it to come. And that with lowering taxes would do that. Thank you all for doing this. Done a great job, and I appreciate this as a candidate forum that's had more people than I've had in most of them I've been to. And thank you all for coming also. I would like to say that I would appreciate your vote starting in middle of October and going through November. Advance voting is a big deal in the state of Kansas. I am a conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative. I will watch your purse just as much as I watch my own business. I believe that we must get our spending under control. We must have economic development. We must get into career and technical education because we didn't get into that very much. I would like to, but the fact is our students need that type of education, and that will attract a lot of the businesses here as well as lowering taxes. Those are the things that I am most interested in pursuing, and I do thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Thank you.